Imagine a time before history had a name, before cities rose, before medicine, machines, or written words existed. A time when the world was vast, silent, and unforgiving. In this prehistoric world, survival was never guaranteed. Every sunrise was a victory. Every night carried danger. Cold, hunger, predators, injury, and disease followed humans everywhere they went. There were no second chances, no emergency help, no safety. And yet, humanity survived. Not because humans were the strongest animals, not because they were the fastest, but because they learned how to protect life. At the center of that protection stood women. When we imagine prehistoric survival, we often picture men hunting massive animals with stone weapons. But hunting alone did not keep humanity alive. While hunters left the camp, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, the rest of life continued. Children needed food, fire needed tending, the injured needed care, knowledge needed to be passed on. That responsibility belonged to women. Prehistoric women were not passive figures waiting for survival to happen. They were active decision-makers in a world where a single mistake could mean death. They observed nature constantly. They learned the patterns of the land, where food grew, when it disappeared, and what returned each season. They identified which plants healed wounds and which caused sickness, which berries could feed a family and which could kill it. This knowledge was not written down, it lived in memory, and memory was survival. Long before the first doctor existed, women practiced healing. They cleaned wounds using water and plants. They wrapped injuries. They recognized infection by smell, color, and pain. They treated fever with leaves and roots discovered through generations of trial and loss. Every remedy carried risk, but doing nothing carried greater risk. And then there was childbirth. In the prehistoric world, giving birth was one of the most dangerous moments of life. There were no sterile tools, no pain relief, no trained surgeons, only instinct, experience, and courage. Women gave birth in caves, open land, and harsh environments. Many did not survive, but those who did passed knowledge to others, how to breathe, how to position the body, how to help new life enter the world. Each successful birth meant humanity continued. But survival did not end at birth. Women raised children in a world filled with danger. They taught them when to stay quiet, how to recognize threatening sounds, why fire mattered, where safety existed, and where it did not. Children did not learn survival through books, they learned it through watching women. Women were the first teachers of humanity. During times of famine, when hunting failed and food was scarce, women became strategists. They managed supplies, they rationed food carefully, they planned for tomorrow when today was already difficult. Often women ate less so children could eat more. Sacrifice was not emotional, it was survival logic. And then when hunters did not return, when death entered the group, women became the emotional foundation of the tribe. They maintained cooperation, they kept families connected, they ensured grief did not destroy unity. Without social bonds, early humans would have disappeared, and women protected those bonds. Modern science now confirms what prehistoric life already proved. Humans survived because they cared for one another, because they shared knowledge, because they protected the vulnerable. These traits were not accidental, they were shaped generation after generation by women. Evolution did not happen only through strength, it happened through endurance, through memory, through care. Women carried the continuity of human life. Today we live surrounded by comfort. We have medicine, technology, and abundance. but our bodies and minds still reflect our prehistoric past. We still respond to fear instinctively. We still protect children automatically. We still value cooperation and empathy. These instincts were not created in modern society. They were forged thousands of years ago by women who survived without recognition. History often remembers warriors and kings, but humanity itself was preserved quietly through care, knowledge, and resilience. If prehistoric women had failed, if they had not endured childbirth, famine, loss, and fear, if they had not remembered what others forgot, humanity would not exist. This is not a supporting role in history. This is the foundation of it. Women were not just part of prehistoric survival. They were the reason survival happened at all.